Therapists of Reddit, what was your biggest I know I'm not supposed to judge you but holy shitty moment? Okay. Real therapist here. I got one. Some of my clients are shockingly bad at giving themselves credit. Holy shit, like they might get a nearly straight A GPA in a brutal major while battling depression. Or overcome years of phobia and get behind the wheel again. Or write a literal novel. Or raise a kid as a single parent with low income. Or build new relationships after being burned. Or cope with OCD well enough to hold down a job. And they'll talk about themselves as if everyone on earth is better than them. As if their accomplishments are worthless. And I know it's because of depression or anxiety or another condition. But I'm often stunned by how differently I see them compared to how they see themselves. Deleted. When I was underage, I got caught with a drink on Bourbon Street and got a minor in possession. I was telling my therapist about it. And said that the police caught me with a hand grenade in New Orleans. He didn't realize that a hand grenade was a type of drink. And it was funny to watch him try to process that his patient might have just casually told him that he had been caught with a fragmentation grenade. He took a big long pause. And said, "Where did you even find a grenade?" I realized the misunderstanding quickly and corrected him. But for a moment he definitely was thinking, holy shit, how do I deal with this? Deleted. This sounds scary. But props to the therapists that can deal with that stuff. That dude seriously needs help. But the fact that there are people out there willing and able really shows how far we've come as a society. I'm a licensed psychologist and I'll tell you I've never judged my patients. The world is so full of judgment and it's my job to objectively look at someone who's suffering and offer them empathy and a path towards healing. The one thing I've judged is the situations that people survive and continue to live their lives. I've worked with torture survivors. Survivors of genocide and famine. I've worked with people whose entire villages were wiped out because a warlord wanted the water well that was sitting in the town. It always gives me pause in terms of the anguish some people face and their resilience. So if I have one message, it would be in the words of R.J. Palacio. Be kind, for everyone is fighting a hard battle. As someone that's just about to start therapy, this is very reassuring to hear. Edit. Wow, I did not expect to start such a wholesome thread. You guys are so sweet. Here's my most recent one. As the pandemic worsened here in the US and more lockdowns are on their way, one of my most extroverted clients and I brainstormed ways to meet her social needs while remaining safe. The following week she cancelled her session and told me that she's positive for COVID after attending an orgy. Which definitely wasn't one of our ideas. I let out the deepest, most defeated sigh after I hung up the phone. I'm super extroverted and the struggle in 2020 is real. I just spend a lot of time on Discord chatting to people. Amazingly, I haven't caught COVID. Clinical psychologist working primarily in forensics here. This means my clients are usually involved in legal proceedings, family court, juvenile court, criminal court, etc. My job is usually to evaluate or provide treatment. I'm not there to judge. That's the judge's job. But of course I have my thoughts. I am usually impressed by the justifications people make for shitty behavior. The one that irks me the most is when parents manipulate their child against the other parent. I've had to do therapy for a 5-year who said she doesn't want to see a parent because they haven't paid child support. Excuse me? What 5-year knows? Understand? Or needs to be worried about child support? I got my father accusing my mother of turning me and my siblings against him. We were 14-year, 9-year and 7-year at the time. And never acknowledged that he was the one doing all kind of shitty things to us. We had 8 years of pure pain with social assistance. We got fucked by familiarious CPS who only thought about the good for the family. I'm kinda sensible to this argument as it has been using against me, my siblings and my mother. Edit. I see that many children are or have been in my situation. Specialists tried to mark us with PAS, parental alienation syndrome. A really controversial syndrome that isn't really official. But neither was proven wrong at the time. I was once in my psychiatrist's office, a bi-monthly, 15 minutes med check. She asked me what was going on, more as conversation. I told her that in the last 6 weeks, my 3 elders, aunt and 2 uncles, I was guardian conservator for had died, one right after the other. My wife had a heart attack. My daughter attempted suicide. And my mum broke her hip and had laid on her floor for a week before being found. She drank and ate from the dog's bowls. I got that call within 10 minutes of setting up the last funeral. She stopped the meeting, got on the phone with a therapist in the office next to her and had her postpone her next meeting to speak with me. I was so fucked up. I had no idea. I think she saved my life. I really hope you're doing better, man. Just checking and that nobody wrote my story. Can I answer from the other side? I had something close to a mental breakdown after a painful breakup. Started seeing a therapist. It was going more or less well. At one point I had a sort of revelation about all my bullshit and about my own responsibility in the whole mess. So next session I'm actually thrilled to share this with the therapist. About how I finally see a bunch of my own problems in the way I interact with women. And which caused a relationship that wasn't really healthy from the get-go. I'm halfway through trying to explain this and the therapist goes, "Oh. You know. Women are weird." So that was that. I never went back. Fuck that guy.